Hey everybody, and welcome back. Right, well, it's been bloody cold here and we had snow again. So let's think. Saturday was as warm as anything. Linda was out gardening, tidying up in the garden. I was walking around without my coat on. Frogs were out in the pond croaking like mad, and then Sunday morning I got up, it was white and the pond was frozen again. So the frogs got a shock. Okay, nothing else happened. Oh, car's gone to the repair place. New rear door and a light, and I guess some work, and I presume the door came painted. Maybe not, but I would have thought if they were getting a new door from Honda they would just specify the colour, or maybe they just come and have to be painted. Who knows? Anyway, it's still going to be over $5,000. So seeing as I've been paying the insurance company $1,000 a year for the last 16 years while we've been up here, they're still well ahead. Alright, here's an aside. I waffled, but here's an aside. For those of you who remember, the two Ronnies did a great sketch about a fellow what to insure himself against becoming Jewish, and of course he comes in with the yarmulke and the beard and everything, real Hasidic type Jew. But there's a great piece in it. Ronnie Corbett's the insurance executive, and he says, oh, you obviously don't understand insurance, let me explain to you. He says, you pay us money as a premium every month. And Ronnie Barker says to him, and he says, no, that's it. Alright, so what we're going to do, well, the filters come, and of course the bits have come to do the tap and put the insert in. So let's get on and do that. Right then, let's see what we've got. That's screwed on. It's about where it's going to be with the thing on it. Tell you what, 15 degrees isn't much. Yeah, that's up to the stop. And it just fits in. That could have been, actually I could have done with making that maybe 2.5 inches long, but never mind. It's fine. So that's going to be in there like that. Now the other thing of course is, are we good for the bits and pieces? So I've mounted them on their plates. This is, pardon me, this is one of those double filter things. There's the ordinary sort of black pod in the middle on the inside, and then there's this coarser red one on the outside. Let's put this on the right way up. And that goes in there like that. Need a shorter bolt in there, but that's miles away from the filter. And then we've already mounted all our bits and pieces on this. So I always say, put your thing on and bolt it up, because it's surprising. I know my hand's in the way there. It's surprising how far out you can be with these things if you just have the bolts sort of finger tight, as opposed to actually fastening them up. Things can really move, particularly when things are sticking out, because you get the amplification that it's maybe only a little bit out at the end here, but 6 inches away it can be a long way out. Where are we? 7/16. Right, so actually there's lots of that. I can put that right up there. Actually, I think it'd probably be better off going around the top anyway. So everything's fine. Nothing's touching anywhere. Okay, that's good. You may have noticed that like the wheels out, well obviously the wheels out because you saw me working on it, but the tank's off and all the rest of it. With the car gone, I can get in the paint room. So I've started painting the tank mudguards and side panels. Right then, this is the drill that came with the Helicoil kit. So I've centered this, so we'll just run it through, make sure it's exactly right. I've got the speed of the mill set really slowly because we're going to use it to start the tap as well. There we go, that's right through. Okay. Goes off. Go. That's up nicely all the way through. Beautiful thread. Alright, the next thing is the just getting the next thing. The next thing is the actual Helicoil. Right, now then, this is the same type of kit that I used last time. You remember this one, the Helicoil for under 1/2 inch, I think it is. You put it in there with the tang down. And then this has got the little thing on the end for catching on the tang. Now remember last time I wasn't very happy with this method, but of course I was being a complete dickhead, fiddling around trying to grip this, and again you may remember at the end I suddenly thought, wait a minute, I could have put that in a T-handle. So we put that in there. You're supposed to, whoops, screw that in till you've got a couple of threads in there, right? Now then, we're going to have to move this so that I've got enough room, so let me switch you off for a moment. Right, so the next stage see, the instructions to me aren't that brilliant. In fact, I'll mention something about the instructions in a minute. And then you start to screw that in there. The idea of this thing is to squeeze the Helicoil a bit, apparently, so that it goes into the hole easier. And you just screw that in like that. That comes loose, and then we screw that down like that. I know I'm getting in the way occasionally. And then we screw that out of there, and there's our Helicoil nicely in. Now, the thing I mentioned about the instructions, it says to use the tang removal tool to break the tang off the end, but it doesn't tell you what it is. I'm thinking it means the square end of this, but it doesn't just tell you that, or it doesn't show you it. So anyway, what I've done is, oops, got a suitable size punch, and there that goes. And now the proof of the pudding, as they say. And there it goes out the other end. So that's threading all the way through. Alright. What I meant to do, and I forgot, was to put a little chamfer on the top. Very little, but just a bit of one. Just to take that edge off. And we can do that even with the insert in. Just to get that nice and flat. There we go. And that hasn't caught on anything. Nope. Alright, so let me press on and do the rest, and then I will bring you back. Right, well, so I got them all helicoiled nicely. I've just put some bolts in, to make sure that all the holes still line up, to hold it, because now I'm going to countersink it. And I've kept it on the mill, because what I'm going to do is go down, keep going down till I got the countersink exactly right, and then I'll set the depth, and then all I need to do is just go down to the stop, and I've got the right depth for each one. So let's get an appropriate bolt. Just had hold of one. Okay, these are 82 degrees. Metric ones I think are 90 degrees, but anyway, I checked when I was buying them. They're 82 degrees angle, and that is an 82 degree one of those. So I'll tell you what we'll do. In fact, I'm going to countersink these as well. It'd be easier to just drop one of those through there than screwing it in, wouldn't it? So let me move this and get it over that hole. Right, done that. I've just touched it off and made sure it looks about this even all the way around. So now we start. Actually, that would be good enough, because these bolt heads almost clear. I'm quite happy with that, right? So, now, put that in, and we wind the stop up, which you can't see me doing. I mean, not that it's anything exciting. There's the stop. It's actually got a little button in it to clear the thread, so you don't have to wind it all the way up. On. There we go. Let me just... That's there. that's it. So now let me get it over this other hole, and that will just go down to that depth, and that should be right. Right, that seems to be it. I've got the DRO on. I'm going to set it just so that I know where I am, and then we can try the thing easily. So now you see we just go down. That's it, I'm at the stop. Now I've lost my bolt. Oh, there it is. Da da da. Look at that, that wasn't exactly centered. Bugger. So I'll have to adjust that slightly, but the depth will be okay. Gotta be more careful centering this. So that is, wants to come forward a bit. That's a bugger. But as you know, wants to go. I think it's cut too much at the front. I mean, it wouldn't be one of my videos if everything went right, would it? We've got to think of something else to do to centre this. There we go. Not absolutely perfect, but if the other 5 are perfect, that'll be alright. Alright, let me press on, see if I can do this properly with the other ones. Alright, I thought of something. 5/16 fine bolt. Line it up roughly, and then I've put this in neutral. There, it's screwed into there. So that is exactly right. Zero my DRO, and now I'll put the countersink bit in and do the countersink. I did that one, I went a little bit lower to get it absolutely spot on. So let's see if this will work. Okay, here it goes. That looks pretty even. Now we're going to stop. Another bolt. That one is perfect. Okay, I've maybe gone down a little bit. Has my stop moved slightly? Move that up a fraction. Alright, so that worked. I'll carry on now and do all the rest of them. Right, well, so there we've got everything done. Our sprocket's bolted on. So now, all we need to do, you see, is pop that on there, and instead of messing around with nuts on the back, they go in like that. Right, so that's that job done. See what else crops up. Now then, that is not going to catch on anything. Because they're all nice and flush. Alright, let's see if we can find something else to do. Right, well, that's all I've got for you this week, I'm afraid. You know, painting has a lot of, all of the stuff was back to bare metal. There's still other prep to do and everything. So, as I say, that's it for this week. Next week, I've got to get the bottom of this cleaned off, so that'll take me most of a day, to be honest, to get it all degreased and then made to look nice. Then we'll put the crank in and various bits and pieces like that. So no more work, but I have two things to mention. I was just putting the video clips together for this week's video, and I noticed that when I did my introduction sitting here, it looked like I smoked 80 woodbines a day, because all around my mouth here was yellow. Well, it's not nicotine, it's curry. Linda makes a great curry right from scratch, not with curry powder. And just before I started doing the video, because it started after lunch, I've been sort of mopping up the last of the curry with some chunks of bread. And I guess I must be a messy eater, but anyway, those of you with moustaches and beards know what it's like. If you don't keep it trimmed, it really gets stuck in there. That was always one of my dad's sayings. If I was still hungry after I'd sort of had a meal, it was always fill up with bread. And if I was thirsty, there's plenty of water in the tap. So that's that. So the other thing before we go is I had a couple of people mention that they hadn't seen Spot for a while. Well, that's because, particularly in the winter, he's very much become a house dog, well, almost a lap dog. But I have got him down here today just to say hello to you. But he still had to bring with him the things he likes to have up at the house. So let's say hello to Spot. So this is all he does now, don't you, Spot? He lounges about, he eats biscuits, he's eating my ginger biscuits at the minute, and listens to music on his headphones. So what are you listening to today, Spot? Well, he's listening to some Sibelius, Symphony No. 2, I love Sibelius, and Snarky Puppy, really good. Alright, so that's it, life of luxury for him. But that's going to be it for this week. We'll take him back up to the house, and you can go off to whatever you do, and while you're doing it, stay safe and enjoy yourselves.